transportation?
Yes, that was one of your many lies.
Didn't they grounded the Concorde in like the late 80s, didn't they?
Yeah, which affected us tremendously. We lived on that back.
You know what I know about the Concorde is that Phil Collins took the Concorde in between like Live Aid to know the Concord. Good night, everybody.
Robbie's a big bad liar, but one thing he said that's true, and I stand behind it, is that we, all of us, collectively, these four gentlemen and me, are high as kites. That's right, we're full of drugs. And I know you think it's supernatural. Isn't it a satanically themed family show? No, sir. No, ma'am. It is not. It's about the dark arts. Sometimes we feel like to keep up with the madness and the darkness, we too have to dive deep, deep into Robbie's beehole to pull out the bag of drugs he flies with every city we go to.
And here we go.
Every time we get to a new town, it's, hey, let's bring our carry-on bag, unzip your luggage, and somebody fish the goodies out of the bottom. We rotate. Whose turn is it today?
And the funny thing is, I even do it when I drive from place to place in LA.
Yep.
I don't have to.
No, you didn't have to, like, I got my phone in my wallet, I'm like, that's a mad bill. He puts it right uptown for no reason.
Uptown.
For no apparent reason. But that's the kind of show we want to deliver to you people, Jersey. We want to do a sober convention where we're not on illegal narcotics, where we're aware of our surroundings, watch what we say, and behave appropriately. You didn't pay for that crap. You paid for the grabby shit show that is Rob Benedict on drugs. I'm always a fan of watching the sign language translators. Big round of applause for our translators who come here and help everybody enjoy the show. I just enjoyed watching her sign ass-grabbing shit show that is Rob. Turns out there's just one side to that.
They just point at me.
Yeah, they're like,
She's actually sold up a picture of me.
you're that famous. How many of you people are here experiencing your very first supernatural convention? How many are there? Fairly good number. I swear you said Robbie's beehole. I have your earplugs in, so I didn't. Maybe it's not hear what I want to hear, but I'm pretty sure.
That's what she said.
Anyhow, good. Anywho, that's awesome. You're in for a treat. And we have a good show. And Jersey's always a fun con. I'm telling you. It is always a good city. It's always a good con. We always have a great time. And we always do it while rocking out to one of the best bands on the circuit. Ladies and gentlemen, over to my left, that's Loud Swain right there. On the drums, cosplaying me in our matching maroon shirts, Steven Norton! and they say, we're going to stack a bunch of crap together, throw glitter on it, and call it a show. Not us. We don't do that. We save that until Sunday. Here on Friday, we bring out A-level, A-list entertainment. We start high and we keep getting higher. Ladies and gentlemen, you know her, you love her, Rachel Mina!
In our position, who is trying to overcome uniquenesses and following their dream?
Well, first of all, I have not been wonderfully successful at getting work since having a disability. It is a problem. It's not something that is easy for a lot of people to accept, but I think it's something that is absolutely important. And it's why I do speak out about it a lot. I advocate for it a lot because we need to see better representation all around. And I do think it starts with also with background actors, with everything. We need to see that it is okay to be physically different than this false norm that we're given in film and television most of the time. Now, I'll tell you, I think I have a little bit of a clue with one of the reasons that we're not always hired, which is it can be cost prohibitive. Most sets are not ADA compliant. And it's something that most producers don't want to admit because they're kind of legally required, but no one actually does it and like whatever, and so they don't want to get in trouble. And if you hire someone with this disability, all of a sudden you have to pay attention to things you never had to before. And I'm not saying this from an angry point of view. I empathize because I produced as well. And you're always trying to figure out how to cut costs and like not get in legal trouble. And it's a lot of responsibility. But I think that that's one of the conversations that I hope people start having. My hope is that it becomes the standard that all sets be ADA compliant, so therefore it's not cost prohibitive to hire someone with a disability. I think that would be a start. And just giving you like the total honest answer, but I also do think things are moving in the right direction. I'm seeing them move in the right direction, and I think there is a lot of hope, and I think that, that there'll be more and more opportunities, and it's important that we're there, and it's important not only to you, but for other people to see that it's okay to live a life and not fit that false norm. And you can have a full life. And even being in the background in a film and just existing and having something, assistive device in any way or whatever, I think that's going to help a lot of people. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you so much.
I feel bad. I'm sorry. I couldn't be more like, we've got this. It's totally easy. Here's how you do it. Because I'm figuring it out. Because I get a lot, like for me, just so you know, like my experience so far, it's been a lot of people who are very enthusiastically like, oh, I want to help, but not necessarily doing anything about it. So we've got to like take that next step. And I think, again, we're moving, we're getting there. But it also, it's up to all of us, because I think they also need to know that audiences want that. And one of the other falsehoods, I think, is sometimes producers will think, oh, well, the audience for people in a wheelchair is people with a wheelchair, or the audience for someone who is deaf is people who are deaf. And it's not that. I think any of us who have ever been marginalized or ever felt like we didn't belong, we feel represented by other people who don't, again, fit this like weird norm that no one actually fits, that we're shown so much of the time. So that's my 2 cents. That's cool. By the way, I think it's totally okay. Like if you're nervous or you're shaking or you're crying, like here's what I try to remember: how cool is it that we have things that can mean that much to us, and like that we have this experience, this shared experience, where it can be that exciting that it can make us nervous. Like that's badass.
Did you actually get to drive it, and how upset was Jensen?
I didn't actually get to drive. They like, that's one of those things the stunt person had to do. So. But I got to pretend. I get to like, in my head, I did. Just like in my head, the first scene I ever got to do, I beat up Jared. It actually happened, but it was like I took on this strong guy, and he was the worst for wear for it. Of course, they had to like instantly get him splayed out on the ground because otherwise it would look absurd.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And great callback.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey, how are you? It's good to see you.
It's good to see you. I had a burning question for you. I've been dying to ask.
Exciting.
First, have you seen the new Fantastic Beasts movie?
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
Oh, thank God. So I've been dying to ask you what you thought of that little plot twist about the new possible Dumbledore.
Yes. Well, wait, the plot twist at the very end, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, and you just mean the last scene. Okay. I just want to like be clear. I think it's brilliant. I think it's wonderful all around. I think he is such a good actor. I'm really excited to see what he does with it. And I love anything that J.K. Rowling creates, and I'm forever fascinated by that whole universe. I think the whole storyline was so moving because it speaks to any of us that have been suppressed, like had to suppress our true selves, and how detrimental that is to one's well-being, and how that is how we create evil. And there's also the sense that we all have this longing to belong, and it doesn't. I wish more of us could find that it doesn't come from the outside. You're not going to feel like you belong until you actually learn that inside. It doesn't matter what your last name is or anything. And I think that's what that is saying. Like that whole storyline. There's nothing from the outside that was going to make you feel like you belong. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. Now we'll see what comes next.
No, I loved it, but when I watched it, I was like, I like sometimes I forget we're not actually friends. Like I go to like text you, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not actually friends with her.
No, but also I think Ezra is a really, really good actor. I was lucky. I worked with him on one of his first jobs in Californication, and he was so bright and he was like just talented from the get-go when I saw him. Anyway,
Thank you.
absolutely. I will nerd out about Harry Potter anytime.
Hi, Rachel. I hated your character.
That's okay. Like she redeemed herself, right?
Yes, she did. She did, definitely. But I have MS. And I guess I'm very lucky to say that I'm still walking and moving, and I think I have some cognitive issues with it, but I have to say when I found out, because I'm just a fan, I'm only a fan like 3 years, but I actually was, it sounds weird, was sort of excited to find out that you have MS.
It's not weird, it's why representation matters. So just to know like, oh, I can still live my life and see someone who is, that means everything. And I think it's helpful because part of the thing you have to combat with any illness, and with MS is especially it's the unknown. What what is going to happen to me? What is my tomorrow going to be like? Can I make it through this? And then to see someone, like in my case, who's progressed, and that's kind of the worst case scenario you might have in your head, but hey, she's still living life. That has hope inherent in it, and I think that's why we all need to do that for each other, and see that for each other, and be that. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you for representing.
I wish you so much luck. Deb. I wish you so much luck and strength always.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Rachel. I love Random-X, and I've been including
Me
Random-X.
too.
I've been including Random-X projects in most of my courses, so I'm curious to know, yeah, they're really powerful, they're really great.
Thank you for that. That's huge. So you're a teacher.
I'm a professor, yeah.
Wow. So professor of what?
Leadership studies?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, round of applause for that. I think there's no more important thing than teaching, so thank you.
Great. So my question was sort of two parts. Where do you see Random-X going in the future, and how do you see your leadership role in it?
In terms of where we go in the future, actually, what you're talking about is a big part of that. I think that there needs to be more and more community created for all different demographics, types of people, walks of life. I feel like a great point for us as human beings is whether we create supportive communities. Kind of went off, I think, especially with the internet. It's so easy to get isolated these days and to not have actual community, actual support. There's also a kind of thread that runs through our society of we have to pretend perfection, so it's not okay to admit weakness or admit that we need help. And I don't think any of us can survive on our own that way. And so I think that having community where we can share and say, hey, I need help, I'll help you, is super, super important. So one of my goals is that, you know, we've expanded a lot since I've been there. There's a lot more staff, but we've also expanded the regional rep network, and we're going to continue that. And I hope to we have our first college group. I hope to have more college groups, local groups, in all different communities, and you know, speak to various nerd communities, but also, you know, we're all nerds of some kind, but like various random communities, but also you know, college communities and pre-K community. I don't care, all of them, and I would just like to have more and more outlets for people to get together and work toward making the world kind of more supportive place. So that's a general big goal. Does that jive and make sense? And
Yeah, if you want me to share some of the stuff I've done, it's what's worked, what hasn't, I'd be happy to do that.
yeah, I would love that. Also, so one of the things since I've been there, we created the outreach department. If you can, I don't know, like if you do use Twitter or because if you look up Random-X Outreach, you can find them as well, and they're really helpful because we're trying to create more and more tools for people to use so that they can, you know, basically get help to help others. And we've got like school tools and things like that. So if you could help give advice in terms of us creating those toolkits, that would be amazing. I would love that. And also you can always find me on Twitter as well.
Join the what?
You can always find me on Twitter as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I would love to hear about your experience.
Thank you.
Yes. And I know you were also asked about leadership. To me, part of being a good leader is listening, and I don't try to enforce. I try to give stability So what I'll say to the staff is like, if you need a solid direction or answer here, I'm always there to give it. Or if we're in a rush to get something done, I will always give it. I have an opinion. But I'm also always happy to hear other people's opinions. And the goal, let's agree upon the goal. The goal is let's create as much kindness and good as possible. Let's do as much good with whatever we're working on. And if you've got a better idea, I'm happy to listen to that. So that's my general take on leadership is to know how to follow as well, basically.
Hi, Rachel.
Hey.
Well, as fans now, we're all making our mental inventories of who we want to see one last time. And I was wondering if it was entirely up to you, if you would want the chance, as I would certainly want you to have the chance, to play Meg one more time, or do you feel like you had the last word?
Absolutely. I love, but also I want to be clear, I love the show, so I love whatever they do. So it's not like I'm sitting there like, why are you not, when am I coming back? But on the other hand, I'm like, I would be there in heart. I'd carry their coffee, I don't care. I love that show. And I'm a true fangirl for Meg. I thought she was an amazing character. So, I love that person. One thing I have said is if I came back, I would like to be in a wheelchair. Representation does matter, and she's such a strong character. I would like to see that strength depicted with, something that a physical, difference that people might associate with being weak, so we can help undermine that.
Thank you.
Thank you for the great question. Hey. Sorry.
Hey Rachel,
How are you?
I'm good. So we all know you're a very big geek and you love Harry Potter. But I remember...
How would you know that?
Oh, I don't know. We might have gotten a photo together last year as Gryffindors. But if I remember correctly, you're also a Doctor Who fan?
Yep.
So if you had the chance to be cast in the show, would you prefer to be the Doctor or companion? And if you're a companion, what Doctor would you like to be under?
Holy moly! That's like the most unfair questions ever. So, okay. I cannot, first of all, I love the Doctor so much that it doesn't feel in any way, like, I don't know, I feel understood by the Doctor. So I definitely I get that perspective, and it's one of the few places where I feel seen. There are certain characters where you're just like, oh, I've always felt like such an outsider that he, she, whatever incarnation makes sense to me. But on the other hand, I wouldn't want to mess with the Doctor. Like, I want the Doctor to be outside of me because I want the Doctor's help. So I think I'd go for companion. Also though, in terms of picking my Doctor, I cannot pick favorites there. I will say, I really love Stephen Moffat's writing. I know everyone has different opinions, but I really enjoy, I enjoyed both 10 and 11 when Stephen Moffat was writing it. I felt like it was at a different level. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So, okay.
Thank you.
And with this, I'm literally like scared. Like, if you see, I'm kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't want to ever pick anything on that front.
Hi, Rachel.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good. I'm happy to be here.
I was just wondering if you personally ship Mike's DL. And
I feel like I was the original mixed tail ship, like, or an original shipper. Yeah, no, I love those characters characters together. I love that relationship. I love that dynamic. I completely am a romantic for that. That was my favorite thing about playing that. Because it wasn't, there were so many things about that dynamic that were correct to me. To me, it was never, neither one fit any traditional gender roles. So it wasn't like a male-female, it was they're non-gender, they've probably both been multiple genders, at different times, and they just don't fit, the typical, stereotypical ideas of what that is. I love that I don't think either of them went into it trying to force any romantic ideal, and I don't think either of them particularly liked or understood how they felt about each other. But they felt that way. I love that anyone can take that relationship and imagine it however they want. So if you want it to be romantic, it can be, but it doesn't have to be. It's just obviously two entities, angel, demon, whatever, that kind of got each other and supported each other and protected each other in this very odd way. And I just thought it was brilliant. So what about you? Do you ship NJcon?
Oh yeah. Thank you.
It was unspoken that he would just help me. And I think that was a quintessential Misha moment. He never, and he hates if you draw attention to it. Anytime, in years since then, he's done so much, including giving me this job at Random X, that's changed my life forever. But if I try to thank him, he shrugs it off. It's or he thanks me instead. He just, that's who he is.
Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Nice to meet you.
So I drove a really, really long way to get here.
Well, where'd you drive in from?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Wow. Awesome.
So I'm really, really excited to get to meet you and ask a question.
I'm excited that you're here, and welcome. I hope it's an amazing weekend.
Anyway, so I was wondering what your favorite Meg line or scene was.
Let's see, my favorite Meg line was "Go save your mother in my uniform." It's not, there were so many more brilliant, funny lines that Meg said throughout throughout the seasons. But that one I'm at heart, I was sap and a romantic, and I just thought that was brilliant. And I love, again, that it was not drawing a lot of attention. It was such a subtle way of saying, I love him, he's my life, and she literally was giving up her life for him. But yeah, it was kind of like a snarky, funny aside, and I love that about Meg. So that was my favorite. I also love getting to say, you're a little short for a stormtrooper. I mean, who wouldn't? There were so many good lines.
Yeah.
I got to say some really naughty ones. I still can't believe I said meat suit old Dewey and things like that. Or nether square. But yeah. So what about you? Do you have a favorite?
Honestly, anytime she would taunt Dean, he was your boyfriend first.
It's so fun.
Well, thank you.
Yes. I feel like we all need a little Meg in our lives.
Hey, hi. I'm really nervous, sorry.
To apologize.
I just wanted to say you're really, really inspiring to me and to everyone here. And my question is, if you could have Meg team up with one other female on the show, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I think it would be Rowena. There are so many great female characters, but the truth is, Meg wouldn't really really team up well with Jodie, you know, or Donna. Like, I think she'd be completely bewildered by the humanness. I also, like, personally, I love Charlie as a character, but, like, again, I don't know that Meg and Charlie would make a particularly good team. But I think Meg and Rowena would be amazing, and I love her so much.
I agree. I definitely would love to see
You like that one?
that badass duo.
Awesome. Thank you for that one. Hey,
Hi Rachel,
how are you?
I'm good. So this is my first convention.
Welcome.
Thank you. So my question is, after Meg died, is there any scene or storyline that you really wish that she could have been there for?
No, I don't spend like a lot of time feeling that way because I just generally love watching the show. And I love every like turn it takes and things like that. So I'm not like, ooh, you know, put me in, I want to be part of that. I'm like, I just want to see what all these awesome people do. And it's almost like, when you're a part of it, it almost takes away from your experience of getting to watch it. So that's my 2 cents. Was there something you'd like to see Meg a part of?
I think it would have been really cool if she got to go against the darkness.
Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That would have been awesome. Real quickly, before you say goodbye, Rob, anything inappropriate you want to say to Rachel?
I just would love to see her bedroom where